Hey everyone, this is Colin Reese. I wanted to make a video refuting the claim that Weston McKennie isn't a technical player. I've talked about this before and I've heard multiple people say this either on Twitter or on various YouTube videos. But Weston McKennie is a very technical player. No one would get within 100 miles of Juventus if they weren't really technical. And one of the ways really quickly where you can see how technical Weston McKennie is he's particularly good at evading tackles. So when someone plays a ball to him and he's about to be just crunched by a tackle, you'll see that he moves the ball quickly to the right or the left to evade the defender coming in to tackle him. And it's this kind of quick dribbling that shows his technical ability, and he'll do it with both feet. And another thing you can notice real quickly about Weston McKennie is he'll pass with both feet without hesitation. So he'll, like, for instance, cut to the left and he won't hesitate to play like a 35-yard pass with his left foot, and it'll be right on target. It'll go right to someone's foot or thigh. So as soon as you see something like this, that tells you how technical a player is. And another way to tell a really technical player is their ability to do a certain type of outside of the foot pass. So frequently professionals that are actually really good are good at doing this type of outside of the foot pass on the ground. So say the ball is to the right or left of you and it's like even with your shoulders or your feet. So you don't have any time to step up to the ball. So there's no like wind up or approach. And the really good players can just quickly hit it with the outside of their foot, and the ball will go on the ground like 20 or 30 yards wherever their target is, and it'll glide across the grass like a hockey puck going across ice. And this technique is really important for professionals because when like a defender's closing in on them, they don't have enough time to move their feet around and adjust their body to play it like with the inside of their foot or the shoelaces. So when it's to the side and they have like a nanosecond to pass it, they'll do this outside of the foot pass. And when they do this outside of the foot pass, it doesn't bend like a normal outside of the foot shot or pass. It's like a side footed pass where it just goes along the ground, like low to the ground, it doesn't bounce or anything. And you'll see Weston McKennie doing this a lot. And you also see him dribbling forward through crowds and using like both feet interchangeably. And if he weren't a highly technical player, he wouldn't be able to do this. So the next time you hear someone say Weston McKennie isn't a technical player, you should dismiss that right out of hand because it's demonstrably untrue. The first way it's untrue is what I highlighted earlier, that he wouldn't be within 100 yards or 100 miles of Juventus if he didn't have that advanced technical ability. So clubs do like having an American so that they get more of an American audience, but that wouldn't make the club put him on the field as much. Like Pirlo's been playing McKennie a lot, and before this, McKennie was playing for Schalke in the Bundesliga. So this level of success isn't indicative of someone just getting signed by big clubs so Americans will watch the games. That you've got to be really good to play for a club like Juventus. And so if he didn't have this requisite technical ability, he wouldn't be anywhere close to Juventus. And I don't know how many of you remember this, but I think it was the very first game Weston McKennie played for the U.S. It was when the U.S. Was playing Portugal. And he was dribbling. He dribbled into the penalty box, and he faked the defender out with a quick inside out dribble. And then the goalkeeper was expecting him to shoot it far post, but he shot it near post. So the goalkeeper was like leaning to the goalkeeper's left, and Weston McKennie saw this, so he fired the shot to the goalkeeper's right near post. And this was the same type of goal that Zidane scored in the 2006 World Cup against Spain. I'm not sure how many of you remember this or saw the highlight, but in the 2006 World Cup in the quarterfinal, Zidane did this to Spain, and I forgot if Iker Casillas was in goal or who was in goal, but I think it was Casillas, but whoever the Spanish goalkeeper was, they were expecting him to go far post, and they were leaning that way, and he cut it near post to the right of the goalkeeper, and that's the same thing Weston McKennie did. So if you take all this stuff I kind of mentioned, it just disproves this claim that Weston McKennie isn't a technical player. Because one, he's playing for Juventus. Two, you see pretty advanced dribbling through crowds with both feet. He sprays passes with either foot, and they're long, like 30 to 40 yard passes, and he does it without a moment's hesitation. Like, he doesn't try to put it back on his weaker right foot. So all of this combined with his attacking ability that he's shown, and a lot of the like quick passing that he showed in his first games with Juventus, just proves this claim that he isn't a technical player. I'm not sure why someone would want to make this claim. There are people that just make fun of MLS all the time, and obviously Weston McKennie was playing for Schalke for a while, so he's been playing European football, and now he's at Juventus. So you wouldn't think Weston McKennie would be the target of kind of this anti-MLS crowd, but either way, Weston McKennie is a really technical player, and I think the more you see him play, the more you'll see this. And again, the number one way to disprove this claim that Weston McKennie isn't a technical player is that he plays for Juventus and he's actually on the field playing. So I hope you won't listen to anyone in the future that says Weston McKennie isn't a technical player, or that he just provides a lot of running and tackling, and that like someone like Juventus just needed someone to run a lot and tackle in the midfield. That's not true. Clubs like that, you have to be really technical, even if you're playing more of a defensive midfielder or like the actual midfield destroyer. So Weston McKennie has demonstrated how good his technical ability is, and it's a little better than Tyler Adams, and I've mentioned this in a previous video, and I think Tyler Adams is really smooth with his dribbling and passing, and Weston McKennie seems to have a little more 1v1 dribbling ability and a little more trickery, and he seems to shoot better than Tyler Adams. I don't think we've really seen Tyler Adams do a lot of shooting. We've seen some, but Weston McKennie has certainly demonstrated that he's better at attacking than Tyler Adams. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.